Do, 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 do,
Like
do.
Jeopardy, the 2 squares. Hey everyone, welcome to Take Action Training. I am Julie.
And I am Jess.
And together we have been coined J squared, and we have taken a liking to it. So if you
We're also socially inclined, for those of you who might be so used to the J square branding.
Exactly. So if you've been with us for a while, you know we do this Take Action training every Tuesday. It was born from a place of trying to get a quick win, something that you could do once or learn once, and either set it and forget it or use over and over again. So today is a quick learning on how to create a 9-block or your 9-block grid in Instagram. So I'm excited to do this one.
Yeah, and this one's going to be a little bit more lighthearted for those of you who have been with us. I see a few people who have been here for quite a few weeks. You know, the last 6 weeks have been very heavy in a series on freebies, how to create one, how to, design one, how to install one on your website and all of that. So we just kind of wanted to back up and visit something that's literally like one-off, a little bit more fun, but also still practical and useful in your marketing mix. And that's a 9-block post. We were kind of chit-chatting a little bit about it before we started. And don't worry, Kathy, if you missed the freebie, those replays are available in our Take Action training program, which we can get the link for that if you want to check out how to become a part of that program. It's still quite ridiculously affordable, but we are moving to a membership model here shortly, as soon as Julie and I can dig out of the too much to do on our to-do list. But the 9-block post is something we've been asked about quite a bit. We've used a few in the past, but we don't actually have any on our feed currently. I used to use them before I was kind of more of public face of socially inclined. I used to use them on my personal profile. So I didn't really have any that I wanted to show, but we're going to show you how to create one today and how to install one. But I think we should kind of start with why you might want to use a 9-block post and why you might want to take up 9 posts on your Instagram feed to create a bigger picture on that feed.
Exactly. There's a lot of reasons why you might want to do this. We talk about scroll stopping posts all the time. You've got to think about the fact that these are 9 blocks. So they're individual little pieces of a big puzzle. So these in themselves sort of can be scroll stopping because you're only seeing a piece. So it might prompt people to want to click in and see the rest. Obviously, the value is when they go and they check you out from another post and go to your feed, and then they see the 9-block that's running in your feed there. So you can use them to highlight a featured product or a service. So they can be, think about it again, when they view it from your profile, it could be just one big picture of your product. All right. So if this isn't making sense, it's going to shortly because we've got Canva in the mix today again. So you're going to get to see some Canva magic. So another thing, you can bring awareness to a special or a sale. Obviously, I've already said it'll spice up your feed, but it just helps to set you apart. I love when I go check out. So part of your Instagram process is checking out other people's feeds. So I love when I'm scrolling down through and I see that 9-block in their feed. It tells me that they're like doing a little more than the average Joe. So.
Exactly. And I'm so sorry. Let me drop the PDF real quick. You guys can take this. It's 3 pages today, so not super long. But yeah, as Julie mentioned, this is really kind of a visual thing, and we're even going to talk about it. You know, this is kind of a place where you're not so much worried about the caption, which is kind of hard to say because caption is everything. But these are 9 posts that aren't really meant to be viewed individually. So this is kind of your other content is going to pull people to your feed, and this is going to get people to spend longer on your feed and, hopefully create awareness and build that branding a little better.
Yeah, I want to jump in really quick because we have some people. So don't leave if you're new here and you don't have an Instagram presence yet, because we have a lot of people. And before we got started, we talked about there's only so many hours of the day, blah, blah, blah. You don't have time. Well, if you don't have an Instagram presence yet, this is the perfect way to do that and not necessarily have to post on it. So we've done a few previous TAT on your Instagram bio, setting up that for the win, basically. So when people check you out, they know exactly what you do. This is the perfect way to put a 9 block, because that's what shows in your feed of exactly what you do. So even if you're not posting, it's fine. You still have a presence there. So that's another great reason to do this. And again, when I jump into Canva, you're really going to see.
Can I show Alan's real quick?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just share my screen real quick. For those of you who are still having a hard time kind of understanding, we have done work for a client before who's just an author. And he is, I don't know, early 70s, late 60s, and he's just like kind of a freelance dude, and he's not interested on posting on Instagram. We're honestly not interested in creating tons and tons and tons of content for his specific niche. Here, I'm going to share mine so that they can see. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just denied you.
I might could do it from the computer if you didn't.
Yeah, I have it up.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I had it up. Hold on.
Let me make sure you can see you. Okay. Yes.
Can you see it?
Oh, no. I see it or simplified.
Yeah, that's not correct. That's not what I'm seeing on my phone. Hold on just a second.
You may have frozen. So
that's
this is prequel to what you're going to see here shortly. So, hey, Deanne. Glad you could make it. And Melissa says she has no idea what we're talking about as she sees the visual, so which is awesome. So glad we're gonna go ahead and show this now. So
my gosh, Julie, I had this working in everything.
Why? It's the tech gremlins today.
192.168.1123/1/.
So if you don't know what we're doing here, there's several different programs that you can use to share your phone to your screen.
Oh, it hates me. Why? All right, let's try it this way. Mirror for iPhone 192.168. Okay, Julie.
All right.
I am so sorry. I don't know why. It was on my phone. I was seeing it on my screen, and as soon as I started sharing, it said it couldn't reach it.
See, in business, you just got to roll with it. So we're going to roll with it, and we're going to see if I can find him really quick here. So this is an author, and we created, I hope it shows up correctly here. Yeah, so I'll just niche down really quick to see if I can get it. All right, he got a 12 block. Oops, can I go up one?
Because he's an author, so we decided to put the cover of his book on there.
He wasn't going to post, okay, at all. So here is his, it happens to be a 12 block, and it's because it's the cover of his book, which is taller. So we're showing you a 9 block, which is standard today, because when people view, that's what they see. So since then, we have posted for him. Aren't those beautiful? But so this is exactly what we're talking about. So as you can see, when you click them, this is the image in itself that shows up in Instagram. Okay. And we didn't put any text in these for him.
Exactly. Because it's not really about someone finding you off of these 12 posts. It's about them finding you off of other posts or from you interacting, which is, one of the main ways to get found on Instagram. and then them coming here and seeing this like kind of catchy, oh, he knows what he's doing, that kind of thing. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. This is like she said, it's a 12 block. It's a 12 block because it's his book cover. For most purposes, it's going to be a 9 block for you. And we're gonna talk about exactly how to do that. And I can not even believe that
we're working on that.
This is not working. How am I going to do this?
Okay, so is there any? We don't normally take questions in between, but I just want to make sure everyone knows what that is. So that what we're accomplishing today. So, but again, so we're going to give you the template that we just created for this. So we're going to use this Canva template. So you have this freebie here that you're the resource here. All right. So I've done, let's see what happens here. All right. So a template was created for you by Socially Inclined. So notice that so if you were making one from scratch, a normal post size is 1080 by 1080. So this is a 9 block. So it's going to be triple that. If you were doing a 12 block, you have to figure out the custom size. So we've just done the hard work for you. Okay. So here is, once we share this, so let's hope that you can see.
Yes.
All right.
You can see.
All right. So I'm going to show you really quick. All right. So we're giving you several things. So obviously and I need to roll over here so I can see the dashboard. I'm trying to stay in the chat. So Debbie's traveling today, so don't think Debbie's here to field chat questions. So at the end, so y'all hold your questions till the end and we'll get to them. All right. So we've got one, you can just drop in an image. Okay. That can be a selfie with a quote. It can be anything like his book cover. It can be a product. It can be anything. Here's another example of a selfie with then a quote or your motto or slogan or whatever. I'm going to skip this one for a second because I want to land on that one last. This is your motto or whatever, or a quote over and over. Imagine if you came across someone's feed and you saw this and it was just your mantra or whatever you go by. This would be awesome. So the one we're doing today to show you where Jessica's going to drop it in ours is going to be based on this one. All right. So this one we're going to do carousel posts, which are very much like this in the future, and it may even be next week. This one is more like a carousel post, so that these sort of will stand on their own in the feed. So you see that we've got add a little message, add a little message, add a little message. But if you just saw this one, you're only going to see 4 new beats. So you get the idea. So the grids are here just for you to see where they're going to break. So if you are planning on adding something to them, you'll be able to see. So they're just there for guides. All right. So let's say we're going to do this one as a product. Let me find elements. All right. I'm going to use skincare as an example. So skincare product. Pretend like this is your real product. All right. So I'm just going to drag this in here. Actually, let's go this way. I was going to leave it, but pretend like this is your product. Up here, you can leave it just like that, or you can drop the logo, add a call to action right here in this area. Okay. So that's one use. Obviously, Jessica has set this one up for me. All right. Let's see.
Oh yeah. So we have a few questions. Let me address those.
Okay.
Real quick. So posting to Instagram can only be done from your phone unless you're doing it through the dashboard. Yes. So that answers Linda's question.
Yes, I pulled up. You saw me pull up Instagram here. You cannot post through there. You have to do it from your phone or from our dashboard.
And yes, it has gotten a lot easier Deanne, especially with what we're going to show you today. And Jen says you don't get the grid lines when you pull the template in. So can you show them how to do that? I think it's over in File.
The grid lines?
Yeah, because how do I get the grids? The template in Canva you gave us doesn't have the grid lines. Okay, so that must be, we put them in there, but it may be a per browser setting.
Okay, I was going to say, because this is the template that I pulled up. So if you need it, sorry about that. See how it's pulling? And this was the shared file. But if you need it, you go to File, and I turned on Show Rulers and Show Guides. So this is the ruler. This is the guide. And then how I came up with to place the grids, I went to Elements, and then I'm going to get rid of this. And then I went to Grids, and I cheated. I scrolled very far, so you just kind of have to keep, and then it's hard to see, but it's very far down at the end. Maybe I'll save, well, you already got it.
I think she's asking about the grid lines.
I am. You got to have a way to set the grid lines.
Oh.
So you'll know where they line up. So I set the 9 block, and then you use your little grid, and then you pull it over like this. Okay. So that's just a little hack, cheat, whatever. So zoom in so that you can see. So you won't have the grid lines on there to begin with, apparently. But just go and drop that right in the middle. And then that will show you, again, the grid lines are just going to show you where the page is going to break. It's not functional at this point, except for you to know what it's going to look like. Okay. All right. So back down. All right. So, all right, this one can be anything. Again, this, I'm going to show you just a quick example of if we went to photos, and let's say, we're going to do something for us. Photos. So they've changed, Canva's changed recently where your photos are now not in their own little tab, they're in Elements. So if that's tripping anyone up, little pointer. All right, so let's just say I like this.
I finally got it working. Let's pray it stays that way.
Good deal.
So what Julie's doing right now is kind of more of a carousel post, but in 9 block form. And we're gonna be talking a lot more about carousel posts in the future, just because they're so useful on Instagram right now.
Oh, sure. If I can. I'm cheating. I'm gonna grab that and drag that down there. Okay. So pretend like this is something that I would want to post. You could, again, take the effects. This is, taken down to a black and white. I could take them all down to black and white. I could layer. So we've done a lot of training on Canva. I do want to show really quick how I created this little shadow that's, let me zoom in. Whoop. Not that far. All right. So on here, how I created these little shadows. So if you like this carousel-y type look, all I did was shortcuts in Canva, Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste. So now there's another of me, but all I'm going to do is I change the color, the position. I'm going to send it to the back. All right, now I have a little shadow underneath there. Okay, and I can make it show more or less, whatever. So neat little Canva trick. So if you're trying to replicate this, you go away for a minute. All right, so can everyone see kind of what the point is that you're going to take this and use this to create something. Typically you're doing, this is more carousel-y. As far as this goes, you're going to get more bang for your buck by doing this as far as looking at this view, okay? But I wanted to give you the option to do a carousel style here. Um,
All right, hold on just a second. Let me, so
and so question.
Melissa, yeah. So
Oh,
Melissa, we've done some training on Canva. If you're interested, you can go back and catch those in the Take Action trainings. And Joanne is so lost. She sees the directions in the PDF, but not the link. That's because the template is hyperlinked. So you'll want to click those underlines to get, there you go, Jen. Jen's given instructions. Yes, it's a hyperlink. So you're just going to click the words. What's the words? Canva
Canva.
template, which is underlined,
Oh,
and it will take you there.
I lost the. I had it pulled up too. I was going to go back to the resource. I've lost my resource, so I'll be pulling it up.
So yeah, it's a hyperlink, and these aren't really meant. This is not a co-working session, so we're not like going to just kind of hang around. You guys, most of you who are in here, you've been sold on it, and you know just how great these Take Action trainings are. So if you would like to do them one-on-one, that's why those Take Action trainings are there, so you can pause it, do what you need to do, and then play it again and follow along. So I think I am responsible for the next part, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Julie didn't work.
A beautiful image. Okay.
Yes,
whatever
and it was like. Confusingly not the one that I'm about to use. But well, I'll share my screen and show you guys the one that I made using this template earlier. So let me stop you there. And I'll share my screen, and let's hope that this smart mirror stays with us. Here I am. And again, guys, I'm a little under the weather, so if I sound silly, I promise I do not feel silly. All right. So what I did was I took this template and it made a copy because I clicked it right out of the PDF, just like it'll do for you. It'll make a copy into your Canva. And come on. It likes to go so slow whenever we're running this thing. Yeah.
Sorry, Joanne. I could have.
I may just not worry about that.
Maybe if you refresh. I don't know.
That's okay. She's going to go back and get the replay. So that third one, this is not loading in for me, and I do not have the patience for it.
I think it's your internet
right now.
Cutting in and out a little.
What I did was, can you see my folders?
Yes.
Can you and I'll argue with that? Okay. Are we back? I'm just going to stop with Canva because it did not like me trying to open that up. Can you see this?
Yes. And if I need to go back and show you the download, I can do that after she shows this.
Yeah. So what I did was I took that third one when you said it was, I believe, trust your intuition, right? Trust your intuition over and over and over. And I made it our brand colors, and I gave it the nice gradient and extended it a little bit. Good morning, Tiffany. No problem. We're glad to have you. And I put our new tagline in here, which is social media simplified, which is what we're kind of working toward rebranding ourselves as. And we are going to take this. When you download it, it's going to be one big post. It's not going to be 9. That's where this step comes in handy. But it is going to be a very large post, so it's going to split nicely. And in that resource, the next Pine Tools. And if you click that underlined Pine Tools, it's going to send you here. And you're going to choose your file. I gave you a little mock-up of how to do this. So in the blue, you're going to choose your file and upload it. As you can see, I've already done that here, and this image has pulled in. And you are going to make sure that you toggle on both. This is going to allow you to split both vertically and horizontally. You can do whichever output format you want. It's default JPEG, but PNG will work too. And since it's a 9 block, you are going to do 3 and 3, both vertically and horizontally. Again, I think these instructions are pretty clear in the PDF. So then you're going to, I don't know if you can see it here, but at the bottom of your screen, there's a green button that says split image. When you split the image, you'll know you did it right when it says 9 pieces were generated, and you have 3 in row 1, 3 in row 2, and 3 in row 3. Now, this is a free tool. There are many options if you want to pay Apple iStore or Google Play Store to do this on your phone. So as I mentioned, you cannot post to Instagram directly from your laptop. So you'll have to get these in there either through the Socially Inclined dashboard, or you'll want to email them to yourself. That's how I do it. You can also airdrop it if you have it on there. But I do lots of carousel posts, and it really takes like another 30 seconds. It's really not too bad. So you'll just click these and they auto download. And I have them in a folder here, right there. So I emailed these to myself, and I got them on my phone. So I'm not really going to do a tutorial on how to do that. You guys can play with it and figure out all that good stuff. So now what you're seeing is a mirror of what's on my phone right now. So this is the Socially Inclined Instagram page. And I'm going to show you guys how to post it. And of course, in rightful Jess fashion, I picked probably one of the most difficult images to put in backwards because it's all the same words and you have to go based on the gradient. So as far as we know, there is no way to like keep these from showing up on your news feed. But since you're not including any, or to have these posts showing up on a news feed, but since you aren't including any hashtags or really any post text, it's going to be shown to a few people, but it's not going to get so much traction that, everyone's going to be seeing it. So these are going to be posts. Julie, you can stop me if you need to. And this is where it gets a little crazy because you have to put the right one in first. So you have to think about it backwards, right? Because you have to think about it as the end result. So you want to put that, what's going to be in your bottom right corner, you want to put that in first. So mine is going to be the darkest simplified. So this post is going to go in first. And like I said, I definitely did not pick.
It's definitely a lot easier.
Yes.
Also, if you do it from the dashboard, like you can see the name of the images. You can't really see the name of the images easily here. So
right.
But
so
it's well worth it once it's done.
Yeah. So then the next is going to be our media sin darkest. And then next, share. And yeah, there we go. So this seems crazy, but you're going to do this 9 times. And you'll start to see, so this is not going to be the lightest, but the second to the lightest. I believe it's this one.
Obviously, there is some, like what you just saw there. You could do a 1x3 block, just to break up every now and again if you didn't want to do a full 9 block. Pretty much, yeah.
We didn't really talk about that, but she's absolutely right, especially if you're like, holy God, I can't do 2 things
the
at once.
dimensions
Savita,
of that
don't laugh at me.
1080 by 3240. So, and then you'd have 1, 2, 3. So then you could just break up and use a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, once every couple of weeks or so, or however
So
often you like. So, and
it gets a
again,
little
all
confusing.
is trying to, the whole point of social media and it's attraction marketing. You are trying to attract your target. You're trying to stop the scroll. So even like that, when that comes up in someone's feed, it's worth a look at.
Yeah, they might be like, wait, what?
Exactly. So then when they
But
come to your profile, it's going to make more sense. And as they're scrolling through your profile, it really makes a great impression.
So let me see. This is going to be my last one. Let's see if I did it right.
And if you didn't, all you have to do is delete it. Not Jess, but you. If one of them got out of whack, it happens. We don't see it yet. There we go.
There we go.
Now see how, so if there were other posts on top of it, and you were scrolling down someone's feed, see how impactful that can be? There is one caveat to this, because our next post is going to push it all down, and it's not going to be right. So It's only going to be right every third post, but it's still, so you do need to know that it is going to get, you remember that little thing when we were little and had the little things that you push around, this little puzzle thing, it pushes down. So Jessica has no idea, because I'm the only old person here.
What? What puzzle thing?
It's like a little plastic thing. Like, we didn't have electronics. It was like a little plastic thing, and you pushed the little squares around until you made the puzzle. So please tell me they remember that.
Like a Rubik's Cube?
Except for it's flat. I'm going to find you. Oh, good. Jen says she remembers. I'm going to find one on social.
Good. A lot of people remember, and there's someone who's 29 that remembers. I just think I had a neglected child.
When you see a picture, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. You got them at like fairs and stuff. It was like a cheap little thing, but I loved them. I love puzzles. So yeah,
I'm not a youngin'. I'm 33. I'm old. Just kidding. I know I'm not.
All right, so you're not sharing anymore. So I'm going to go back to the graphic really quick. Well, you are sharing, but I'm
okay. Yeah, so you can take them back, and that's it, guys. That's what you're doing. Now, you can imagine if you have a photo. So if you're in fashion or makeup and like you have like a really stunning photo where you feel really good about yourself and you love the way it captured kind of your feeling, then use that. And you can even in that template put a little text out to the side and make sure that it's important. If you're going to take up this much space, it needs to really be purposeful for your viewers.
Definitely. So again, in something like that, have a message, have a call to action, something that would be quite impactful, especially if it's like this. You can drag over any other element with a call out bubble, whatever, some way to make yourself memorable. We are all fighting the same battle of trying to stand out in all the sea of the same people that do what you do. Everyone's the same. So
Deanne, Deanne, I think she did answer your question. Yes, it will be messed up every third post. So you kind of have to decide. And if you're going to do more than one nine block, you will probably want to keep them synced up. So you'll want to make sure that you start that next 9 block when the other 9 block looks good. So, you know, all that. Yes. So it does take, it's just like the story highlights that spell out something you really want. You have to be intentional about it, but that intentionality can really make a lot of difference in terms of making you look like you're socially inclined.
Exactly. So like we could do another one, get socially inclined. We could do a picture of the computer screen with the dashboard in it. We could do,
Yes.
there's lots of different things. And again, this is a 32 by 40 by 32 by 40. I literally could make a copy of this. I'm going to mess this up, but you're going to see how fast it would be just to do a 3 block. So I copied it. I'm going to resize. We have Canva Pro. I don't think you can, resize if you don't have Pro. All right, so custom size, so 1080. So one of these is going to really, or we're not going to copy, we're going to resize. Oh.
But so if you, let me just, while she's crashing and burning over there, let me just go ahead and say I made this. Sorry, if you're not having fun, then you're just not doing it right. But this, the very first sentence of this training in that PDF says what? We're going to call this 9 Block 101 because there is a ton of things that you can do with this concept. Like she has right there, you can do that. You can also do, I've seen it really, really nice. If you do fashion or something where you could do like a 2 by 3 block on one side and then some really like impactful words running down the other side, that's technically a 9 block, but you're going to install it differently. So this is really about conceptualizing it. So you can use these templates, this 9 block template, to see what it's going to look like. And then you can even export it like that and cut it, which to me is going to make it look so much cleaner than if you tried to make 9 separate posts. So yes, we could have done 3 like that and then done something else, or you can do something that's more long. That just kind of breaks things up. And if you're a photographer, I really hope you listen up because this is where it's at on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
And absolutely, Mary, you're thinking perfectly. A 3 block could be like your banner or a divider. Absolutely. With on-brand colors, you're going to look socially inclined. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
Exactly. And the only way to not break that pattern is to post, do your 9 block, your 2 block, your 3 block, whatever it is. And then you'd have to post 1, 2, 3. The problem with that is what we teach all the time about not stepping on your other posts. You know, you're going to have hashtags and things in those. So again,
but of all,
it just depends on your strategy. Yeah, I just want to say, it just depends on your strategy. So, but imagine how beautiful that is when you're scrolling down somebody's feed and then there's, bam, you know, even if it's just a 3 block, like something like this. And I've seen a lot that are just completely solid blocks, you know, they could run over, whatever. I didn't actually style this one here, but you get the idea. So there's
exactly.
So I can't wait for y'all to do it.
Just to put your mind at ease, of all the platforms, Instagram is a little more forgiving about posting one after another. So if you don't have time to post 3 separate times on Instagram throughout the day, post 3 posts in the morning or post 3 posts in the evening. Use your hashtags because the life of an Instagram post is so much longer. I would even say infinitely longer than a Facebook post. Thousands of times longer than a Twitter post, which has like a life of like 15 seconds or something. It's stupid. But Instagram, if you use those hashtags correctly, you're looking at days, weeks, sometimes even months if you are niched down far enough.
Yep.
So don't let that stop you, in other words.
Yes. So, and I love, you know, that pattern break. So can't wait for y'all to come. So come into the group and share what you designed. Again, these were just a couple of ideas to get you going. You can, from here, do I still have this open? From here, you actually can add a new page. You can add your own template in. Oops.
Yep.
So if you see something here that you like.
I told Julie the other day, I'm a little concerned because we're teaching everyone to be so self-sufficient that I feel like they're not going to need us anymore. But that's okay. These 30 people that are on right now, that, I mean, we want you to be self-sufficient. There's 3 million other people out there who have never heard of us that they're going to need our services as well. So that's fine.
Exactly.
Yes. Hashtag.
Imagine how something like this would look, how pretty in your feed or whatever. And again, I was going on that same, color scheme for Instagram. So change it out and it's beautiful. You see part of that square on every single one. Love it.
Yes.
Yep. So y'all come to office hours because we're going to give you the way to spread the word on Thursday. So.
That's awesome, Deanne. Yeah. Well, we're definitely here, but
and we do really want you to be able to master everything. So that's why, I mean, we will never run out of things to train on. I promise you, because social media is ever changing.
All right. I'm going to show the answer to this one more time for Hilda. So I'm going to cut you off, Julie, and just share my screen and show one more time how I split it. And then we're going to wrap up. No problem. No problem. So Pine Tools, when you click, this is going to be empty and you're going to choose your file right here. Hopefully you can see my cursor moving. I also put a little mock-up in that resource. So the blue circle is where you're going to upload your file. You upload your file here. Make sure it's 3240 by 3240. That's just, for those of you who feel like that's some arbitrary number, that is just the optimal Instagram post, which is 1080 by 1080 multiplied by 3. So put that in here and then make sure that both, which is nice in parentheses, grid right there, is clicked. Choose JPEG or PNG, and then make sure that you're splitting 3 by 3. And when you hit this split image button.
Hit hide. Hit hide.
Oh, okay. There. So then split image and you will get 9 pieces. That's how you know you did it right. And then you're going to just click these and they'll auto download to wherever you send downloads. Put them in a folder. That's what I did. And then I sent them via email and pulled them onto my phone. I could also airdrop with Bluetooth or whatever. There are tools. We're not training on those, but there are tools. Let me stop sharing. There are tools that you can use on your phone, but it works just fine for me. This one's free. It's easy to teach. It's easy to learn. And it just takes like an extra 30 seconds to send it over to your email and pull it down to your phone. So.
Exactly. And so if you were going to do, she clicked off of it really quick, but if you were going to do just a 3 block, you're going to change it to 1 horizontal height and leave 3 wide. So that's easy. And then we'll ask, we're going to go ahead and stop the recording really quick.
Yeah.
So we can try to make these short. So
50 minutes short.
Yeah, 43:07. So on the recording. But Thank y'all for joining us for this Take Action. Stay tuned for carousels if you liked this one. I'm Julie.
Jess.
And come back to get socially inclined.
We're going to work on that.